Why not? Very good, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us through His Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ مِن دَاءٍ إِلَّا أَنزَلَ مَعَهُ دَوَاءً. Allah does not bring any sickness except He brings its cure. And the cure is established through what? Either the Quran and the Hadith, or the people who are specialized in that. So if the doctors, they say yes, acetaminophen, it cures pain, ibuprofen, it cures pain, antibiotics, they kill, very good. We say, okay, the experts have said this is something proven. Allah allowed that. But which kind of doctor has told you that wearing a black string protects you from fever or cures your fever? You understand? So either whoever makes a reason something which is not a reason, that is minor shirk. And how do we establish the reason? From the Quran and the Sunnah, or the experts. Why do we say the Quran and the Sunnah? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in honey there's a cure for people. Right or wrong? So if someone was to take honey because of something, is that minor shirk? No, that is fact is good. If someone was to take honey for stomach problems, is that minor shirk? Is it allowed? Because there's authentic hadith. The Prophet ﷺ, when that man came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, inna akhi yashtaki min batni. In Sahih Muslim, my brother, he complains of severe stomach problems. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Isqihi asal. Give him honey with water, let him drink that. He went, tomorrow he came back. He said he still complains. He says, give him honey. He went, he came back, he still complains. He says, Sadaq Allah wa kadhaba batnu akhik. Allah has said the truth, and the stomach of your brother is lying. He went, fourth day comes, he says, Allah cured him. What does that mean? That is called dosage, prescription. Or you think the doctor writes you have to do this in 6 days. 3 times of the day you take this pill. Even the medicine, for it to work, it has to have the right amount. You understand? But Allah never said when you have a headache you wear a black string, or a black string protects you from ayn, evil eye. No, this is now shirk. This is now shirk. With the details we just mentioned, I'll mention it again. If you believe that ring or that string or that amulet, it protects you by itself, it has the powers to protect you, that is major shirk. But if you say this is another reason, Allah protects me through this, that is minor shirk. I met someone years ago, this is years ago, here in Toronto, maybe 8 years ago. And don't call me out, some of you. I had ordered pizza that day. That was before I was healthy. So the brother came, and I do my business only with Muslims. I'm not saying it's haram to do business with non-Muslims, but I like to promote fellow Muslims. The brother came, and while I was paying, I saw that he had that black string with something here, you know, the Tawheed, the amulet. I said, Akhi, what is this? I just want to know what is this. He said, the Maulana, he wrote it for me. He told me to wait because I have heart problems. I didn't expect that. I said, you have heart problems? He said, yes. I said, Akhi, let me ask you something then. How does this relate to your heart problems? Like how I'm trying to figure out how will this cure your heart problems? He says, oh, no, the Maulana, he knows. And I said, I'm not saying he does not know. But let me tell you the words of the Prophet ﷺ. Do you love the Prophet ﷺ? He said, yes. You believe in the Prophet? Yes. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Man ta'allaqa tamimatan faqad ashrak. Whoever wears an amulet, a charm like this, he has committed shirk. He has committed shirk. Like I mentioned before, even logically, subhanallah, how does this piece of string relate to heart problems inside your heart? You understand? For something else we should mention though about, even though it's going to come, I'd love to mention it today. So someone may ask, what about the tamima or the hirs or the ta'weez where you wear verses of the Quran? So the Mawlana or the Shaykh, whoever he calls himself, he takes a piece of paper, he writes Quran, Ayatul Qursi, whatnot, and then they fold it in a very meticulous way. It becomes so small, right? They fold it properly, then it's put in that small thing, and then you wear it. Still, it's for protection. Is that allowed or not? It's Quran. Is that allowed or not? No? Why not? Rasulullah, why not? Very good. The best Muslims, they never did this. Why should we do it? And the Prophet ﷺ, when he died, there was nothing left of the religion, right? Which was not taught. Everything was taught. Was the Quran present during his life? Yes. Did they have pens and paper? Yes. Did they have strings? How come he didn't do it? How come he didn't do it? So how come we do it today? Because we know Islam better than him? A'udhu billah. You understand? There's ways to protect yourself. And he taught us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everything we need to know. That is why even just doing verses of the Quran, it is haram. It is a bid'ah, innovation. Because the Prophet, it is not shirk. It is not shirk. It is not shirk. But it is haram, it's an innovation. Because that is the Quran at the end of the day. But it is haram. It's not allowed. It is a bid'ah. Everybody does it. Don't tell me that you do it in your country. They do it in your country, Somalia. Everybody does it. That is why we are here to learn Tawheed. So you can go home and teach your wife and children. That is the goal. That is the problem with Muslims today. The problem with Muslims is not, oh, we are not united. We can't be united if we don't have proper Tawheed. Forget it. That is why Allah gave the Sahaba victory in every battle. Badr, there were 300. We discussed this today in the morning. Fighting 1,000 men. Why? Because they were strong and bigger? No. Because they are people of Tawheed. Wallahu yu'ayyidu binasrihi man yasha. Allah gives His victory to whom He wants. You have to fulfill the conditions. Every community of Muslim does that. Most of them. Most, man. Indo-Pak community, you do that. Our communities, East Africa, we do that. West African brother, you do that. The Arabs, they do that. Who's left? European Muslims, they do that. The brothers here, Armin. This is all from the Sufiya. The Sufis, these shirk things, they came inside. So wearing the Quran is not shirk, but it is a bid'ah, it's haram. Plus also other reasons why it is haram. How are you going to walk with that Quran into the washroom? Number two, you'll find that same person is wearing Quran. In fact, most time it's Al-Fatiha and Ayatul Qursi, the greatest surah and the greatest ayah. And then he is the same one who's sitting is watching haram. He's the same one who's sitting, he's backbiting. He's the same one who's frauding people. The Quran is with you and you're still doing that. The Quran is cursing you now. You understand? You have a principle of the religion. Never forget. لو كان خيرا لسبقونا إليه. If this was good, those Muslims would have done it before us. Because Allah said they are the best Muslims. So it is not allowed. How do you protect yourself? There's ways to protect yourself. Very simply. Most of you have the book, right? The book, How to Protect Yourself from Shaytan. Everybody has that book here. You call it the Shaytan book. The book I wrote a few years ago. They call it the Shaytan book, meaning how to protect yourself from Shaytan. I'll give you very briefly Every day, if you pray Salatul Fajr in Jama'ah, Allah protects you. Whoever prays Salatul Fajr in congregation, فَهُوَ فِي ذِمَّةِ اللَّهِ, is under the protection of Allah. Number 2, after Fajr, there's the Adhkar. Whoever says after Salatul Fajr, you know the Adhkar of the morning, from Fajr, from the time of Fajr until sunrise. Don't forget to read Ayatul Qursi. We are not talking about the Ayatul Qursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, you read after Salah. There is a different one. After every Salah, you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You should read Ayatul Qursi. Why? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever reads Ayatul Qursi after giving the salam of the obligatory Salah, nothing stops him from Jannah except death. Meaning, the only thing which is stopping is that you didn't die right now. But if you're to die right now and you just did your Salah and read Ayatul Qursi, you're going to Jannah. We're not talking about this Ayatul Qursi which is for every Salah, Fajr, Maghrib, Dhuhr, Asr, Isha. No. We're talking about after you do the Adhkar of the Salah, Fajr, in the morning, there's Adhkar. Remember, this is called Adhkar of the morning. You do the same ones in the evening, which is around this time. After Asr, just before Maghrib. From the Adhkar of the morning and the evening, the most important ones, Ayatul Qursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Whoever reads Ayatul Qursi in the morning, Allah protects him until the evening. And whoever reads it in the evening, Allah protects him until the morning. If you read every day you are protected. And whoever says in the morning, Bismillahi alladhi la yadurru ma'a ismihi shay'un fil ardi wala fis sama'i wa huwa as-sami'ul alim, 3 times, nothing will harm him for that day. In the morning until the evening until the morning. And of course you read Qul huwallahu ahad 3 times, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq 3 times, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas 3 times. These ones, never miss them. Every day, morning and evening. And Allah protects you. Before sleeping, same thing. Ayatul Qursi, Qul huwallahu ahad, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas 3 times. You know how to do it, right? Allah protects you. The point is, Allah brought us and taught us the way of protecting ourselves. So you don't need to bring new ways, strings and rings and twitches and whatnot, and amulets and charms and whatnot. You don't need that. Which brings us to the next chapter now, which is almost related to it. It is almost related to it. But we will stop here for today, and we will continue tomorrow, insha'Allah. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.